Greetings and welcome to another edition of Top 10 Worst of Lists, the best of worst of lists in the entirety of the Top 10 Worst of Diaspora. Numerous accolades have been bestowed upon Top 10 Worst of Lists by numerous adjudicating resources and committees. And we are the recipient of the Triple Sapphire Award for excellence in Top 10 Worst of Productions in 3 out of the last 4 fiscal year quarters. I'm your host for today's edition of Top 10 Worst of Lists. My name is Andy Felterbush, and we got a shock and awe edition of Top 10 Worst of today, buddy. You'll be shocked and then you'll say, oh, why did I waste my time on this? It's Top 10 Worst B-Movie Cliches. Now, this might not seem consequential, but I wouldn't trust your ability to be able to judge anything, really. I mean, look at your society. Clearly, you've lost all sense of what's right and wrong. Couldn't possibly trust you to judge anything. I wouldn't trust you to judge a pie eating contest. Quite frankly. I mean, I don't mean to put it like that, just come out and say it, but what the hell? Why should we start off the relationship at the beginning of the episode with a bunch of lies and obfuscations? We can save those things for the end of the episode. I'm not dumb. I'm not as dumb as you. You're the one that's watching this. I have no excuse for that. But hey, what the hell? As long as you're here, let's get to it. Let's have some fun. What do you say? First of all, I want to make sure that I tell you right from the bat, I'm going to say things. As part of this episode, I'm going to say things, okay? Now, you know, rightly or wrongly, these things will be said, and it'll be up to you to be able to figure out what's right, what's wrong, what's lies, what's truth, what's garbage. Passed off as truth. It's up to you, because, goddammit, enough's enough with you trusting anybody that you're hearing in any form of media. Is that Andy Felterbush? It's just a clump of hair. Jesus Christ, you can see the drain in my bathroom. I have to clean it every 15 minutes throughout the day, even when I'm not taking a shower. That little metal mesh thing that you put in the shower drain. But I put the people you don't probably notice, but I put the video recording of Top 10 Worst of Lists on pause, at least for the hour-long episodes. I put it on pause at least 5 or 6 times to just go clean out kind of make a little progress on the hair drain thing in the shower. I got to do it even when I'm not taking a shower, at least half a dozen times a day or more. And then during the shower, it clogs up about 3 or 4 times. I gotta step out of the shower, I'm in the shower for 3 to 5 minutes, then I gotta step out, then I want to wash my hair about 20 minutes later after the drain clears, and then so on and so forth. It's a real pain in the ass. What the hell? How does shower, why do I have to, all the time, you gotta, you learn so much about me. What do I know about you? Nothing. How many times does it take you to clear out the shower, you goddamn pig? Most people, conventional mentality would be not to call your audience pigs. Like right in the beginning of the show. Maybe towards the third reel or whatever it is they call it in the movie business. Like the last third of the thing, you start calling the audience whatever you want. They've already, at that point, the view has been registered. And the click has been clicked. And the cash monies for the view have been accumulated and accounted for. Then you can start to unleash, you start unleashing all the various different types of insults and whatnot. You can call your viewers pretty much whatever you want. Disasters, disappointments, bummers, setback, botched, dead weight, unproductive, lead balloons in the boudoir, catastrophes, human catastrophes, fizzles, abortions, duds, everything in the book you can come up with. Just call them that. But usually most people think it's, but I happen to know I've done my own independent researches. And I found out that, most people really kind of enjoy the abuse. It's like the spankings they never had, they're aching. They know that if they're being honest with themselves, they know that they're total epic fails. Train wrecks, washouts. Nobodies. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Because you'd in heart of hearts, like something's registering, going like, I think I can trust this guy. This guy knows what he's talking about. I am a jerk off. I mean, look, I know you're watching Top 10 Worst of Lists. You have to be some level of ignoramus to have got yourself all caught up in this mess. So let's bungle in the jungle. What do you say? Bungle in the bunghole. All right, so I'm, first of all, I'm not a partisan guy. I'm not going to play that game anymore. I judge people based on who they are, not what they are. I'm not going to, cast broad brushstrokes for vast groups of people. That's the gateway to pure bigotry. I'm not playing the game anymore. It's a game. It's like a casino. The odds are against us. The odds are in the favor of the house, and the house is the pathetic ruling elite jagoffs at the top of the food chain. I'm so for serious now. Oh, wait. Let me introduce my co-host for today's show. Is wonderful, electrifying Top 10 Worst of List free / ultra cheap ass sound effects console. Yes, indeed. What an incredible time we've had, together, creating immortal works of prescient intellectual acumen. Mm-hmm. That's goddamn right. Thank you. I'm going power mad with the acceptance, the beloved sounds of your laughter. What? Where? Whoa. I'm, ready for some action here, okay? But it's not going to be the type of action, but there's going to be probably likely a lot of things that I say in here that are totally not completely correct. Or whatever. I'm doing the best I can, but I need you to play a role in this. I want you to be this interactive podcast blast of the pods and the casts and the pods and the... Woo! It's got a lot of goodness that's wholesome goodness, like you Milky Way bars. You get the rich, gooey nougat center. The peanut butter cups. Why are all my analogies about food? What do you think? You think anybody got an opinion on that? Clearly, my talents do not lie in hair coiffures. Anyway, so or fashion statements. I'm going to be doing 12 costume changes during today's episode, and I'll try to make it as short as possible because goddamn, this stuff is ponderous. If you let it go on too long, and I always let it go on too long. What a sucker. Anyway, so I've got a lot of things I want to say about the subject, worst B-movie cliches. It's basically about, we've all seen them, we've all been there, done that. They don't make B-movies really much anymore. They just kind of, tart them up in terms of, is it a $550 million budget, or is it a $150 million budget? That's how they define it. They don't make, these fun little quirky, nobody vehicles for people to be able to, kind of get their rocks off and have a little fun with. Man, they don't have any of that Roger Corman stuff or any of that Tromaville and any of that good stuff that was all weird, low budget stuff they used to always get. It was just as crazy. And good times. Look at my hair. It's just completely like horrid. How do you sit there and watch this stuff? How come you haven't chimed in on the goddamn comments? Have I seen anything in the comment? No. Get your fat ass off of the web. You fat fuzzball or total ignoramus. How dare you call me a jerk? No, the comments don't have anything about my hair. Look, we've got to be simpatico here. We're on a journey together. I might be the person with the most amount of vocal applications within our dyad. But you and me, we're on a journey together right now. I don't know where you are or where you're from, but I'm with you. I'm in the room. I'm creeping up behind you and I'm doing an upskirt view of you from the Nethers angle. I've got the Nethers angle covered. I'm taking a good look at the goods. So anyway, you need to check out some of this fact check for yourself. You got to be fact checking for yourself 100% of the time. Anything that you hear and everything like that. Why, for example, is sports on the news? I wonder, why are we subjected to within, because you get a half hour show is pretty much 20 minutes worth of show and 10 minutes worth of commercial these days. Maybe even a little bit more commercial. Maybe 12 minutes per commercial at this point and 18 minutes of show. Why are we dedicating 4 minutes worth of show, almost 25% of an entire show to sports? It's a news show with only a limited amount of content conveyance possible. Why are we spending on sports as entertainment? And by adding sports into news, we're diluting the whole identity of being informed. It's like you're taking 12%, 50, 33, 30, whatever its percent is. 15 to 20% worth of our news is dedicated to entertainment automatically every day. It's not worth it. We don't have the time for it. Kick sports reporting to the curb. If you're that excited about sports, get your own goddamn freaking news show. It's called ESPN, you rotten bastards. And don't tell me you can get some of that on the web, at least enough of it. It's one thing to indulge in stuff like that. It's another thing to be able to take the entire society at large, and divert 20% of our ability to be able to find out more pertinent things and essential things about our culture and our locality and stuff like that, crimes and challenges and maybe, even small businesses and stuff like that, which are contributing to the society as a whole, and trying to find out more about that instead of learning about sports. I mean, it's great and stuff like that if you want to spend the time vicariously living your life by watching others ruin your life by watching others live theirs. If you want to spend your time like that, that's fine. Go ahead. But I would suggest that you at least go to some freaking high school games instead of giving money over to the goddamn professional sports team owners. These rotten bastards are the worst people on earth. Amongst them, maybe even the worst people on earth. Anyway, so I wanted to let you know that I'm not, partisan hack, and I'm not 100% accurate all the time. I'm doing my best. But you need to fact check some of the stuff, and you should be doing that every day. And especially, at a macro level, where you're saying, why are they having lotto numbers on my news program? Okay? Why are they having sports on my news program? And that's why we're diving in and we're complicit in their their Project Ignoramus, starring you and me, buddy. And that's part of why things are so bad. Because we gladly give over our intellect for an opportunity to these inconsequential sports that they play every single goddamn year, where the results are always the same, and only two teams get into the championship. Only one team wins. Out of most leagues have 20, 30 different teams on it. So you're going to get your heart broken 9 times out of 10 every season for every sport. And there's 4 or 5 sports per locale these days. So you got to be okay. Well, a masochist if you want to be a sports fan. Because that most of them are going to lose every year. So that's fine if you want to be a masochist. But I don't want to be a masochist anymore. I want to have a society that takes control of its own destiny. Okay? People getting an opportunity to be self-actualized at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not 1,000 years from now. But I want the human race to be able to survive the onslaught of the AI robots so that we have enough time to be able to reclaim or to claim for the first time our birthrights. As human beings, we deserve a place in this world, not to be just victimized by the ruling elite for all of history. And the end of history for the human race is coming. God damn it. Sports on the news. Why the indignity of it all. Dear, the fat fuzzball on the interwebs is talking about the futility of sports. Well, darling, don't we own a sports franchise? But of course, dear, that's why I'm bringing it up to you now. Well, why don't you tell him to go stuff an egg? Bully, my dear, bully. I'll get the Gestapo, the closet Gestapo on him right away. Bully, dear. Let's have some foie gras on whalebone spoons. Whalebone spoons. It's for caviar, you plebeian. Oh, I'm in so much pain already. I gotta get to it. All right, so anyway, commercial sponsors are so from the makers of the Pink Panther. Now comes the sequel without equal. It's the Twink Panther. The adventures of the barely legal pool boys servicing the French Sûreté officers in Inspector Trousseau and such. It's the Twink Panther. And they're rebooting Happy Days, the greatest conformist TV series in the history of conformist TV series. But with a new anti-vaccine theme. On the premiere episode, the Fonz jumps his motorcycle over 300 polio victims and iron lungs. It's the new Not So Happy Days. And who would want to miss this Saturday on the wide world of snorts? It's third trimester aborted fetus rodeo. Featuring aborted third trimester fetuses riding around on fucking broncos and wild bulls and roping doggies. Roping doggies. The international sign for choking has been employed. False alarm. All right, so it's part sponsored by this blurb is in part sponsored by Maybelline makeup for cows. Your heifers, they work hard for the money, spewing milk into a bucket all day. It's not as easy as it looks, folks. Now, having raw, crusty nips all the time can make a lady feel less than special. I know, because it's happened to me. Maybelline to the rescue with our line of full makeup accessories. We can gussy up your Guernsey and have the old girl go from hamburger to glam burger in minutes. They say you can't put lipstick on a pig, but now with Maybelline you can put lipstick on a cow. Now available at Moosey's. Find Moosey's department stores. This top 10 worst of list is also sponsored by, from the makers, the producers of the movie Night of the Living Dead. Now comes Night of the Living Dead. Watch in horror as zombie bankers feast on the new underclass. It's Night of the Living Dead. Of course it is. And this episode is in part sponsored by new cough drop condoms. In the past, you might have allowed nasty sore throat or cold to get in the way of your foreplay. But now with cough drop condoms, you can still horse around even when your throat is hoarse. How does it work? Well, we've literally soaked the love gloves with the miracle new Dinoplex crystals. We're caking the reservoir tip with our patented maximum strength methadone and the new compendium oxide formula. Cough drop condoms do the rest. Definitely dispensing the medication deeply into the troubled cake hole. The deeper you go, the better. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Say no more. You can literally feel the cough drop condoms go to work on your nasty throat within minutes. Republicans have shown us that the only good sex is no sex at all. But if you're actually going to commit the disgusting act of intimacy, why not make the best of it? Try new cough drop condoms today. All right, so let's get in with it. Let's take care of all that business. Let's get out of the top 10 worst B movie cliches. I'm so totally for serious. Number 10, the top 10 worst B movie cliches. The main antagonist, that's the villain, okay, is the head of a team of rich douchebags. How many times have you seen that? Like a ski movie or something like that, and the protagonists, they run the upstart underdog ski school, and then along comes rich douchebag antagonist messing with people, trying to take out their passive aggressive feelings of doom and darkness out on everybody within striking range. Douchebags are everywhere. Savoir-faire is definitely fair. This has got a little German on my French accent in there. Pui. Number 9 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches. Underage drinking, sex, or drug use. Of course. I got the list. Should I break out the list? I think I should probably break out the list of the things. I got this one. Hang on here. I'm going to have this quicker than dynamite action hotness with type in this right there. And I should have it. Searching. Here we go. Hollywood puts out these movies, and this is a really reductive list, okay? And look at me. Does it look like I could get a 100% completely all-inclusive list of something as big and widespread as the problem of glamorizing underage drinking and partying and sex things with any level of completeness? So, I'm just giving you a smattering just to give you some sense of what how big the problem is, in order to be able to alert you to the extent that could possibly very well be going on in the big picture. So we've got underage sex, drug use, and teenage drinking being glorified by corporations here. It's not. If things are going on with, people who are trying to responsibly party, or it's a family thing where they know that they're, whatever, it's like, but it's not corporations trying to get people to ruin their lives by, glorifying debauchery and stuff. I know it's fun. And I might have, been a little bit aggressive in my salad days. Excuse me. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite here. I'm just trying to say I'm not a corporation. I'm not going out trying to tell people that underage drinking is great and blackout drunks and stuff like Katy Perry's song Last Friday Night and everything like that is great. It's horrible. It's horrible that corporations do that because they have so much more reach than some useless pud like myself. So anyway, here's a very, very short, diminutive list, but it gives you, I think, a little bit of an indication. Superbad, Project X, 16 Candles, Easy A, Risky Business, My Suicide, 10 Things I Hate About You, House Party, Eurotrip, Accepted, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, The Binge, Adventureland, Incoming, Teen Wolf, 21 Jump Street, Can't Hardly Wait, Edge of 17, American Pie, Dude, Where's My Car, Porky's, Porky's 2, Porky's Revenge, Booksmart, The Breakfast Club, Say Anything, Dazed and Confused. But there's thousands of them that are out there. I just don't have time to catalog all of them. Just giving you a little smattering. Let you know I'm paying attention. You Hollywood bigwigs are going down. Top 10 worst stuff's going to lead the charge. And I'm not trying to be like a teetotaler or Carrie Nation or anybody like that. Leading, the new prohibition. Prohibition was stupid. Regulating people's, innermost sort of activities and stuff like that. It's just going to push people in directions that might necessarily be beneficial to everybody involved. What I'm trying to do is say that we need to look at it. We need to pay attention to what they are doing to us and why they are doing it. Because they're evil, they're nasty, they're grotesque. It's grotesqueries and grotesqueness. Living embodiment of evil. These are corporations that would name a breakfast sausage Morningstar, which is a nickname for Lucifer. Go ahead and put a little Lucifer under your breakfast right now with Morningstar. Hi, I'm Chuck D, spokesperson for Morningstar, where we put the devil in your mouth real good, real deep. How does it feel to swallow the devil? Well, I kind of like it. I think actually Morningstar is a delicious product. And no, I don't mind having a reference to Lucifer. I'm actually a believer in evil and follower of his Lord, the mighty Satan. And I don't have any problem with it. Well, thank you, Mr. President. Number 8 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches. Female love interests that the inevitable male lead, the protagonist male lead of the B-movie has a stiffy for, must currently be dating or recently having dated the biggest jerk in school. Now, this one is always confuses, it confounds me. I don't get it. Why is it that, it's the hottest babe usually, like you get, who's that lady they get all the time? Linda Lovelace, what's this lady? Jennifer Loves Hewitt, and the lady who did the first Meg voice. They get her a lot too. Hang on, God damn it, I'll do it. I can do it. You won't even know the difference. You won't even know I'm looking it up. We're here together. How's the weather out there? Isn't it great? See? Here we go. And you didn't even know that I was looking anything up. Lacey Chabert. So it's either Lacey Chabert or Jennifer Love Hewitt. It's always like the hottest girl in school. And they're always dating the biggest jerk-off. Usually a jock jerk-off, so they're dangerous and mule-headed and bigoted and all kinds of nastiness and whatnot. And they will torture quote-unquote geeks, and they will torture the brainiacs and stuff like that because they're depicted as being evil. Anything that has anything to do with knowledge, individuality, uniqueness, or anything like that is depicted as evil, gross underlings, and the macho jocks are walking around with Jennifer Love Hewitt and Lacey Chabert. Sometimes with both of them, one on each arm. Jennifer Love Chabert. Like a genetic recombinant DNA made in a DNA CRISPR device where they combine the DNAs of Jennifer Love Hewitt and Lacey Chabert. Whew. But you have these hot gals and these protagonists who are like going like, oh, I wish I could have a date with Jennifer Love Chabert. And they like pining over her and everything like that. In the meantime, she's going out with the biggest jerk in school. She's got to be a total a-hole. Why? Am I missing something here? I don't want to explain it to me like I'm a 28-year-old. Most people read it at 5th grade level. So why go with the whole thing about explain to me like I'm a 2-year-old? The freaking 28-year-olds have the intellect of a 2-year-old. So it's like, a 2-year-old's going to be probably comprehend things a little better than a 28-year-old would. But, we're being serious here. God damn it. But why are they going? We're supposed to have respect for the protagonist, and they're going after some lady who's going out with the biggest a-hole in the Tri-County area? Doesn't make any sense. That's somebody that the genuine protagonist guy, the down-to-earth guy, not a brainiac, not a jock, but something, sort of in that tweener area where they're just kind of looked at by the masses as kind of be like, oh, he's that guy, he's not that bad, that type of person. And it's like, okay, why would that person, like, probably one of the genuine people in sort of this imagined high school diaspora thing, why would they want to go out with someone who's dating the biggest jerk in the entire school? I mean, the plot is like invalidated right from the iteration of it. Why isn't he going for some, lady that's kind of cool and nice, maybe nice looking, nice to hang out with, good conversationalist? Big jugs, fat ass, wouldn't hurt either. Big, thick cottage cheese thighs, the rippling layers of cottage cheese flowing out from under the, what do they call that thing, that the one piece bikini? Whew. Good stuff. I'm not talking about, for me, I prefer hirsute women of a BBW persuasion and got to be at least 65. Sorry. I like my meat MILF. I like my I like my women hot, wet, and spilled over my lap, just like my coffee. And I like them like finely cured. And then what they're doing. So I don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. I'm well past the heavy lifting stage in my life. But that these movies are looked to be indoctrinational. They make you stupid. So I mean, that's why the protagonist is going for the chick who's going out with a part of me for the chick euphemism. But that's what they are. It's like they're going out with these dumb a-hole bullies. The conceit of it is all bass-ackwards. Number 7 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches. I am Arthur Pendragon, and I take the noble British armies to fight in the Crusades with Excalibur, given to me by the Lady of the... What the hell am I... All right, so anyway, number 7, each B movie must contain a character with a name that has a double meaning based off of a crude sexual double entendre, like Betty Humpter or Oliver Closeoff. Gotta have it. I mean, look, I'm just trying to lay it like it is, like just, being everything, like sort of, it. I'm ready to go where people long since been denied. It. I'm out here to try to make the world stand up to the goddamn liars, cheaters, exploiters. Thank you. They got a button on here. Okay, wait, I gotta find it. It's called awkward silence. Why would you do a sound effect called awkward silence? Wouldn't you just do nothing? Like, let me do my version of awkward silence. There you go. Why would they have a button on a special effects board? Listen, this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is button named awkward silence. Why bother? Oh, God. I love the smell of napalms in the morning. It makes me feel like... Oh, hi. Welcome to Top 10 Worst of... How may I help you? Top 10 Worst of List Anthology, please. Oh, I'm sorry. That has been confiscated by the Thought Police. Hey, boy, why would take down this top 10 worst of guy is kind of really obnoxious. It's got a hairdo like one of them hipster hairdos. Not in my small town, buddy. God damn it. Woohoo. Let's get them. Let's get them, boys. Get them, boys. Let's get them with the frogs. A little bit of Leatherface in there for you. Is it me? Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Squat your feet here. I'm going to just do a bunch of sound effects references. Ooh, it's time for Twilight Zone. Enough of the stupid. All right, so number 6 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches. The movie must include one of the following. Either, number 1, a setting which would accommodate some sort of competition, a ski school, a baseball game, football game's a good one, Baccarat, Bond. All right, let's do this. Number 2 must include some sort of pact or bet somehow involving one or all of the male actors in the movie going to the bone zone, right? Like Jennifer Love Shabir with her frumpy hairdo style up and glasses looks like a frumpster. Frumpy as hell. But I think I could save her from the ill effects of nerd disease by doing a makeover, and I will plow her with great authority and extreme prejudice by the time of the senior prom, or my name isn't Oliver Pants Off. Wait, Oliver what? Oliver Clothes Off. But I'm not, look, you're laughing at me instead of with me, which I get. That's part of the scorn that I invite upon myself by looking like this, but it's a means to an end. I'm not the one who's giant corporations making money off this stuff, trying to indoctrinate people into believing that this is how cool people act, decent people act. But that it's, she's all that and this and that and the other thing, whatever movies that they're doing this all the frickin' time. These are cliches for a reason because they refuse to allow any creative or independent thought in these movies because they don't want us to be influenced by independent and creative thought. They want us to be dull, droll drones that don't expand the envelope for anything, that don't think outside the box, don't color outside the lines. We just show up, do our bit, listen to boring-ass indoctrinational pablum on the radio, and then, check out at night and just listen to 5 hours worth of TV, whatever, streaming every night, and then show up again and do it for the rest of our lives. It's like that theme song from King of Queens, where he goes, I just want to spend the rest of my life driving home to you. Where these barren spinster couple just sits around and watch TV all night. Life is good. Must change channel. Hey, honey, isn't tonight the daytime Emmy Awards? King of Queens. My ass. So anyway, number 5 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches is in part sponsored by from the producers of the movie 3 Men and a Baby comes 3 Men and a Baywatch, which is 3 guys with Pamela Anderson, oh, isn't she brave? Now, makeup-free Pamela Anderson, so brave. She's the epitome of braveness, bravity, brevity, boob jobs. God damn, my flaky skin. I apologize for all the levels of flaky skin that go on in these episodes, man. It's hard, I know, to take the grossness of it all, but I'm doing my best here. I get an exfoliation loofah pad every other hour. I've exfoliated, I've been doing this now for 8 hours straight, these episodes and stuff like that. I exfoliate at least a dozen times with a full loofah pad. And this episode is in part sponsored by Glue Tips from the makers of Q-Tips. Now comes Glue Tips, cotton swabs slathered in noxious, toxic airplane modeling glue. Make your huffing experience 10 times more intense and super convenient. You can never tell when one of life's infinite stresses is going to try to drag you down. You might as well, you might need to sniff at a moment's notice. Glue Tips are now available in travel packs, so you can keep one in your purse, glove compartment, or even the kids' lunch boxes, so brain cells can experience an exploding Titanic buzz, and it's always just a reach away. Don't leave home without it. Dry cleaning bags and twist ties sold separately. All right, let's get back to today's show. It's top 10 worst B-movie cliches. I think we left off at number 5. The blonde actresses are only for banging or boob flashes, and the brunettes are reserved only to portray the love interest of the protagonist's mom. There's definite roles that have to do with hair color. Redheads never appear in these movies. They're never the star. They're never the catty, antagonist lady that shows up to be the total bitch ass B word. Well, it's blondes and brunettes only. Sorry, redheads need not apply for B-movie cliche roles. And yeah, the blondes get the Navy gets the gravy and the Army gets the beans protocol. The brunettes are the gravy and the blondes are the beans. The Navy gets the brunettes and the Army gets the blondes. Goddamn bell ring. Lousy, stupid, long decay. Number 4 of the top 10 worst B-movie cliches. The main protagonist is bright, but never smart. Okay? Never, ever, ever book smart. Okay? Not allowed. Party foul. Party foul. God damn it. Jesus Christ, what the hell? There we go. Party foul. Better be right, goddammit. Top 10 worst stuff's not playing around. We're out for bear. We're gonna take down the societal menace that is the ruling elite overlord jerk-off class. That role is designed for the geek/comic relief character. So the smart guys, the book smart guys, and all that stuff, that's the geek/comic relief character. The Ducky from 16 Candles. The I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? The one that, that the jocks will focus their attention on the beatdowns for. Number 3, the top 10 worst movie cliches, B-movie cliches, false alarm cat. So, it's kind of spooky, something like that, whatever, there's tension in the air. Something's going to happen, you just don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be like a terrorist with a giant machete coming at you? Is it going to be a chainsaw guy? Is it going to be, like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively? Something terrifying is going to happen. And it's just, boink, it's a cat sneaking around, kind of jumping out, maybe a little bit, not always, but just a cat. You think, what's the noise over there? Something noise is going to be terrifying. It's going to be Blake Lively, I know it. And it's just this cat comes out, and you're like, oh, cheap ass jump scare type of thing. With the cat shows them, it's like, oh, it's just a cat. It's just the neighbor's cat. How many times have you seen that in a B movie? About a million bazillion times. So for serious. Number 2 of the top 10 worst B movie cliches. There's a big premature plot reveal from the main antagonist. The protagonist's redemptive arc or plot resolution, however, always remains hidden or is inaudibly whispered. Like, well, they'll go to the thing, like they go to their friend, they go like, oh, I've got a plan to you put that antagonist in his place and win back the gal, the honeys. And the friend's like, oh, really, really, boss? What do you got to say, boss? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, player? And be like, I don't know, player, what are you going to do? I can't believe how calm you are under pressure, boss. What do you think? And they're like, okay, I'll tell you. Like, and they whisper that they got a plan, that the plan, and the plan's going to come up either right away or after like a montage of some sort of ridiculosity that they come up with to waste time and to add another song or two to the movie soundtrack. And then, you get the big reveal, which is just always underwhelming bulldink, that the protagonist is going to win and the girl's going to be like, I can't believe I ever fell in love and opened my secret joy box for that jerk off. And they'll be like, don't worry, honey. I know that you just dated the biggest a-hole in the history of creation. But I gladly accept you back into my life because I'm a lousy surface-minded horn dog. And I'm totally down. And that's and then they have to reveal the big plan there at the end, and that's it. And he gets that hug and kiss on Jennifer Love Chabert. And all is right with the world. Stupid. Monogamous heterosexual coupling commences. That's the new for the new He-Man reboot. That's his new call. It's no longer I am the power, whatever the hell that was. I never really fully comprehended what he's trying to say. I am the power, and the Gray Skull lightning and stuff like turns into He-Man. But now it's no like the heterosexual monogamous coupling shall commence. And a giant bolt of lightning comes down from Castle Grayskull. Look, I know the jokes are stupid, but look at the material I'm working with. It's the stupidest thing ever in creation. B movies, like without, if you take all the great Trauma and Corman movies and Russ Meyer, John Waters, low budget movies, it's so great, so incredibly wacky and just amazing stuff. But that's not what I'm talking about here. These B movies are formatted, plastic, nobody, predictable, white trash. Not other than the occasional token, not a single person of color anywhere in sight. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I'll watch Dangerous Living like 50 times. I love that, Princess Carlotta. Oh, Princess Carlotta, look at that bush. Or like, look at all the dummies. Seize her and F her. Desperate Living. What a masterpiece. That nobody gave, this is one of the great tragedies of our time, that nobody gave more money for David Lynch or John Waters to do movies in their twilight years. And, they all got cut off at the spigot. And I get it, but the fact is, if you're spending $550 million on creating Star Wars Force Awakens, which is what the production budget was, not excluding the promotion budget, okay, which probably doubled it to $1 billion movie, and you can't come up with, I don't know, what John Waters makes a movie for $1 million? You could have done 536 John Waters movies. The guy can't, get funded for any of these movies. How about Orson Welles? Orson Welles got blacklisted just like John Waters apparently has. And he can't get a budget to save his life. He's got to spend 90% of his life chasing down money and doing crappy action pictures and stuff in order to be able to make enough money to do a B movie of his brilliant talent. To put Chimes at Midnight and stuff like that. Jesus Christ, how do you not give that guy money to make movies? And you give $530 million for that Star Wars knockoff piece of crap Disney trilogy? There's no justice in the world, man. There's just no justice in the world. These people need to be economically embargoed until they can no longer produce this stupid-ass indoctrinational crap, weaponizing the CGI and all that stupidity, and get John Waters enough money to make a couple of movies before he kicks it. You already made David Lynch spend the last 10, 15 years of his life or whatever it was without being able to make a movie. He's doing sound voiceovers for The Cleveland Show, where the lead character was a black character who's voiced by a white guy just to make money to survive. David freaking Lynch, the guy who gave us the greatest movie of all time, 1984's Dune, Wild at Heart, Blue Velvet. Jesus Christ, the guy's a brilliant movie maker and couldn't get the money to make a movie towards the end of his life, to save his life. All right, so the number one trope, 10 top 10 worst B-movie cliches of all time. Giant comic handgun shoots Batwing from sky with only one shot fired. Now, of course, that isn't really a B-movie. But that scene turns it into like a cheap-ass B-movie. Batwing, Michael Keaton in the 1989 Batmans, comes in, he's flying in, he's got the Batwing going with this targeted laser thing, and the Joker's just sitting duck right in the middle of the street. Nothing to hide behind, nothing, just right there, and the laser-guided Batwing can't get even a piece of shrapnel near the guy, let alone one of his bullets. And then Joker takes out this big, giant, comically long revolver, fires one shot, and it takes down the goddamn Batwing? What kind of stupid-ass crap is that? Jesus Christ, probably telegraphing, it's a Tim Burton movie, they probably telegraphing that he was eventually going to make his own version of Planet of the Apes. He's like letting people know, like, eventually I'm going to make some really heinous crap. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of that side by having Joker take down the frickin' Batwing with one shot when the Batwing with the laser-guided thing can't even get a bullet anywhere near him. But anyway, that's all the time we've got for the top 10 worst of the list. What an incredible time this has been for me. It's just an incredible honor to be able to lead you on this journey, this endeavor to try to find a way out of no way, and doing everything I can to probably make, give us an opportunity to, not maybe the survival of the human race, I think that's a little bit much to ask, but perhaps having a fighting shot at being able to go out with our fist shaking at the dying of the light. Anyway, tune in again next time for Top 10 Worst of Lists. These things are getting increasingly difficult to produce. So, hang in there with me and do what you can to support independent thought and independent creativity wherever you can. And stop going to freaking Wrigley and stop spending your money on all this corporate malarkey and start supporting your local artists before it's too late and there won't be any of us left in order to be able to, provide some sort of humanity in our cultural apparatus. Anyway, tune in tomorrow for Top 10 Worst Times to Tell Your Spouse that you've got a side piece. Until then, wait, I got one more thing.